Well, I always try to give you guys original things, but sometimes I can't. So I will sometimes replicate content. But let us get right to it. I didn't put this up with the poll because, well, it's a little difficult because, good or bad, the Spider-Man universe has become so massive. So hopefully I'm still maintaining integrity here. But there you go. Let's get to it. So I've done a few videos on broadly where the MCU is going, as well as the DCU. So I've done this for my other channel. So if you want like the full picture of Spider-Man, you can go there. That's the basically the mall channel where I do mainly MCU and Star Wars. So this may constitute a spoiler. I'm going to be very careful for people who don't want too many details on the plot. Although I don't think I really care about the main plot. It's more the consequences of where they're going to go. So essentially, what are we getting? Well, basically, which I knew this, and I can't believe they really didn't change anything. So we're basically going to have Spider-Man still being forgotten from the strange No Way Home entry. So people don't really know his identity as Peter Parker. Apparently he's going very rough because he's just dedicated to being Spider-Man. But he sees Zendaya is still in love and is, again, because they are showing this, apparently he's stalking Zendaya. He's still obsessed with Zendaya. Listen, I think Zendaya is beautiful, but I got to be honest. In Dune, people were going crazy. She looks ugly. I don't know what they're talking about, but here, yeah, she kind of looks unattractive. So I don't know if that's an intentional choice. It just it looked weird. But anyway, so she's going out with Ezra Bridger, who's I'm not joking. Literally, the same actor plays Ezra in Star Wars, Ahsoka. Don't know why. Okay, so and Ned is wearing glasses. Not sure what's going on there. Anyway. And in comes the Punisher and the Hulk. And they're going to help out, apparently. They're not revealing the twist with the Hulk. I'm not going to give it away here. It's not particularly big. But they're also not showing something which must be true unless they're just going to cut her out. And we'll get to that. So apparently in this version, Spider-Man's going to be fighting Tombstone, who's a crime boss, who's using the Scorpion. And the Hand. The Hand are a bunch of ninjas. But, and again, in the comics, they're like normal, but also they have some magical powers. I don't know if they're going to go down that route. So we'll wait and see. There's other villains. There's a lot of villains in this one, at least according to what I know. But they could have decided to cut them out, or they're going to pull back a little bit. So in my other videos, if you bother to look at them, I noted a leak is that he's going to be mutated. And when I mean mutated, I mean Spider-Man's going to be mutated. Like mutated. So they are showing that a little bit, but they're pulling back. I don't know why, but there we go. But they are confirming it because there's some dialogue between him and Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. And apparently Ruffalo is confirming, yes, there's some mutation in your body. So they're still sticking with the story. So there we go. So it's basically him fighting Tombstone and the mutation at the same time. But now let's get to the beautiful Ginger romantic partner, future villain, Dark Phoenix. I don't know. It seems like they're messing up with their own trailer. So I saw a very leaked version of this same trailer, but to get it through the copyright, they have to be very careful with audio and what you could see. I can only say, I swear to God, I heard Sadie Sink. It's not much, but in that audio, because you can barely see anything, she was not happy. She was threatening Spider-Man. So some people speculate she's actually another version of Mary Jane, kind of like Zendaya. I don't think they're going down that route. So she is going to be Jean Grey, but they're not boyfriend-girlfriend. It seems more like Jean Grey's on the run from these anti-mutant people, which they show. They show this kind of anti-mutant squad. And again, at least in the original version, she and the Punisher were working together. This trailer shows no explicit version of Sadie Sink. I do think that's her in the jacket, but her back is turned. So I can't confirm that's Sadie Sink. But apparently Sadie Sink was in a version of the trailer. She was there. We see her and we hear her speak. But again, that version, you can barely see anything. but apparently that was Sadie Sink. And you could make out, okay, that's Jean Grey because she's showing some mental powers. We do see someone mentally affect Spider-Man in the Anti-Mutant people. That would have to be Jean Grey, but we're not seeing Sadie Sink. And we know Sadie Sink is in this because we've seen tons of behind-the-scenes photos. They've revealed, they've allowed, yes, I'm in the Spider-Man project. So, but they're not showing her in the trailer. Why not? Don't know. Don't know. It could be they've rethought a lot of things. So clearly they've reshot things, which they do all the time, and said, okay, this is pretty good, but change the ending, change these scenes, add more action. Did I like the trailer? Well, a lot depends on this mutation story. If they're going to go as radical as I think they are, I don't want to see this. However, it could be wiser heads have prevailed and they're going to be like, we're going to do mutation, but we're not going to do full-blown mutation. Because in the original version, he literally becomes a spider. So I'm like, okay, that's a little too far. Yes, they've done that in the cartoon. They've done that elsewhere. However, to put it mildly, I was worried about this because, yeah, and again, it's really weird because a lot here is practical, which is good. But the special effects with him still seem weird. They're really trying to make Spider-Man weightless, and I don't think that's the way to go. That said, I appreciate Tom Holland trying to do some of the webbing, trying to do some of the swinging. He's doing a lot of real work, so I don't want to diminish what he's done. But story-wise, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous where they're going to go. So why are they hiding Jean Grey? I don't know, but they're clearly going to put in Jean Grey because they're trying to set up the X-Men. So it's a little puzzling. So let me just do minor spoilers because, and again, I put this in the other videos, but I forewarned people. So there's many more villains. There's supposed to be the Tarantula, Boomerang, and a few more villains. It's not just Scorpion. So in this version, we're getting Tombstone doing the voiceover. Apparently Tombstone is basically guiding the Scorpion to hurt Spider-Man. But in the original version, there are, like, not joking, 5 villains, including 8-Ball, right, quite a few people. 8-Ball, Boomerang, Tarantula, and Scorpion. And the way I understood it, there's just going to be a montage of Spider-Man quickly going through a lot of different villains. They won't be for the whole film, but they do show up. So there you go, to give more background about what has Spider-Man been doing. And, that's another thing. There's supposed to be a time jump, obviously, from No Way Home to here. So there we go. So did I find the trailer itself interesting? I don't know. Some things looked a lot worse than expected. Some things did look a lot better than expected. So I want to be fair. But and again, they're going to have time to polish this. But I thought the tank scene where he's basically battling a tank would be a lot better. I thought, like, oh, they're really going to. But what they've shown is it's okay. It's not bad, but it was like, oh, that's it? Okay. I will say they've cut a section with him and Punisher where they're joking around. I don't know why. They cut it out. So, and the banter was actually pretty good. Because to put it mildly, Spider-Man and Punisher don't get along because Punisher is just, going to pull out guns and kill people. So, there we go. But that's my judgment. So the trailer was fine. It's above average. I don't think this film is for me, though. But I think most fans are going to love it. Now, will the very hardcore Spider-Man fans be happy? I don't think so. I think, again, if they go with the original version, I think a lot of Spider-Man fans are going to be very split on where they're going with certain characters. I'll leave it there. And this definitely never happened in the comics. Like, Jean Grey did not make her first appearance in a Spider-Man comic. So they're really messing up, screwing again with the history. It is what it is. I do think Sadie Sink is very beautiful. She's kind of small. She's not super tiny, but for Jean Grey, it's a little weird. I expected them to go with someone a little bit taller. That also never happened. I mean, my memory of the original story is Jean Grey is recruited by Xavier, and she has a home. So this her running away from home to face Anti-Mutant Squad, hook up with Punisher. This sounds a lot more like Jubilee. So to be totally honest, so this is really confusing. So I honestly didn't think about this in all the videos I did. I didn't think about this. Like, yeah, this is gonna kind of ruin Jubilee. So what are they gonna do with Jubilee? Is it just like, oh, you also ran away from home? Me too. That's what a coincidence. Are they not gonna have Jubilee? So that's the problem is when you start affecting too much one character, it's like a domino effect that affects too many of the other characters. So there we go. But I think most people will love this. I am very torn where they're going to go. But what they've shown is pretty good in a lot of places. But there we go. But I am like, yeah, I'm very puzzled why. Because they really didn't change that much from the trailer, but the leaked version. But they have like gotten rid of certain sections and inserted other sections, like the Hulk talking Spider-Man. I remember that happening, but they sort of like made it a little bit more. And yeah, they kind of switched things with the Punisher. They're showing a different scene with the Punisher. It's about it. So I would have thought when things get leaked, they might shift things a little bit. Not that much. This more or less is the leaked version. Oh no, again, Jean Grey is missing in action. Why? I don't know. I don't know. At least the trailers I've seen, and I've seen different versions of the official trailers, there's no Jean Grey. So that's a little strange. But I'll double check. She's there for like 1 or 2 seconds. But to my knowledge, yeah, I don't know. I guess they'll save her for another trailer. Right, where she's going to unleash something because they're not hiding that she has powers. So this is a Jean Grey that can use her powers. She's very young, but she is using her powers. So there we go. So there we go. Again, I will do more future videos, and I will forewarn people if this is leaked or this is giving way too much. But the trailer looked fine. I don't think this film is for me, but I think a lot of Spider-Man people will be happy. But I think a lot of other Spider-Man people will be like, "Ooh, do we really want to go down this route?" And I'm more on the doubting side. But that's me.